morning, everybody. Welcome to Kenya. So, Henry Ogoye is my name. I'm very excited to be with you here today, beginning with my board chairman, Honorable Caleb Kositany, distinguished guests, organizers of this function, the attendees, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very excited to be part of you today because the subject matter which is the subject of discussion today is something which is very close to our heart, the cargo trade. During COVID, cargo proved to be a business of all seasons, so it requires the requisite support so that it can help in developing economies. If you want to look at the level of development of a country, it is indicated by the volume of exports and the value of that export. So cargo is very, very critical to us. As KIA, as a government agency, we've been in support of this by partnering with the private sector. If you take JKIA for an example, it has a capacity to process around 1.2 million tons of cargo. That is the warehouse capacity. And to our surprise, it is only optimized at 30%, meaning that it is punching below its weight. So I think out of this conversation, you will be putting things on the table to ensure that that capacity is optimized. From our end, we've also been doing a lot to ensure that despite that sub-optimization, we also help you to grow this business. And some of the things we are even thinking about, let me start with JKIA. I know you are targeting the Australian market, and fumigation facility will be one of the critical things. We are going to partner with the private sector to ensure that we put that fumigation facility in place. The next thing which we'll do other than that is that we are also going to work with the private sector to ensure that we diversify that cargo processing infrastructure to take charge of some of the major airports we have. We are planning about Kisumu, Eldoret and Mombasa because we have a devolved system of government and county governments are working around the clock to ensure that they catapult the economies. And cargo is one of the things they are looking at critically. Now back to JKIA. I know you have around 9 parking bays. Out of a study we did, we were advised that we need to expand the parking bays by 12. So we are working around the clock to ensure that we onboard. I think it will be onboarded on a platform of 3 parking bays, then 4, then 5 for us to meet that number. Looking forward, if you want to know that we are serious with cargo, we undertook a study in 2022 just to look at the industry, in aviation industry in totality. And in the area of cargo, what came out is that a time has matured for us to go the route of cargo village for purposes of having shared infrastructure so that we can bring the cost of operations down for the good of the operators and the country. So it is something which we are going to look at from a planning platform to ensure that that one is actualized. Otherwise, I know my chairman will also engage you at a later stage that for us to onboard that infrastructure, we need cargo to reflect the charges, to reflect cost recovery. So at a later stage within the year, we'll be reaching out to the stakeholders to ensure that whatever fees we are levying are things which are cost reflective so that you don't suffer from this element of inadequate infrastructure, which may go a long way in affecting your business. Over and above that, we also want to improve on business processes. And one of the things we are looking at, which is that, in fact, we were supposed to have a meeting with the minister yesterday to discuss it, but due to exigencies of duty, it was put on hold. We are trying to improve on our processes by bringing on board something called Airports Charter so that we align the service chain players to speak from a common front for purposes of efficiency in service delivery. Otherwise, once again, I'm very excited to be with you here, and I hope that whatever resolutions you will make, we'll take them on board and see how we can implement them for purposes of growing this wonderful segment of business. Thank you.